Hello and welcome to day 3. Thanks for joining me again. Just a quick recap. On day 1, we spoke about the concept of psychological safety to create a marriage that lasts. And on day 2, we spoke about the 5-to-1 ratio, that for every negative comment or situation we have in our marriages, we need to make that up with 5 positive. So how do we do that? I'm sure most of you have heard of Gary Chapman's amazing book called The 5 Love Languages. And what I'm suggesting today is that it's really important that you find out what your partner's love language is. I'm going to read out the 5 so that we can just have a recap. They are words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, giving gifts, and physical touch. So have this discussion with your partner if you haven't before about what is their love language, because if you're going to have to make up for any deficit in your emotional account, it would be good to have this information. Coupled with that, there are the 5 languages of apology, and they are express regret, accept responsibility, make restitution, genuinely repent, and ask for forgiveness. Again, a really good idea to have this conversation with your partner. So here's a scenario. I come home late from work one evening and my wife is annoyed with me. How do I make this up to her? Maybe I go and buy her a bunch of flowers. But for her, giving gifts is not her love language. What she wants as an apology is for me to spend time with her. I might just say, I'm sorry I was late. I got stuck in a meeting and I'm sorry. And for me, just that apology would be enough. But for her, she needs more. What is that more? How do I make her feel loved? And how do I express my regret and my apology to her in a way that she feels is meaningful to her? And I think this is where a lot of relationships break down, because as I said, I do what I think is, all I need is I'm sorry and I'm fine. But for her, it's different. And I think these conversations need to be had, because if we're going to balance our accounts out with one another with 5 positive acts, if they're the wrong 5 acts and they don't really have any meaning for our partner, then we're not actually creating that balance in the bank account, the emotional bank account that we need to have. So these are my thoughts on marriage. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that I have to say on this subject. And I hope to see you again at some point in the future and offer you more advice, tips on how to create beautiful, lasting love relationships and family units that stay together, because that's really what it's all about. Thanks. I've really enjoyed this time with you. Hope to see you again soon.